Hello, everyone. Welcome once again to the Life of a Marketer podcast. You can always catch us on Tuesdays and Thursdays at around 11 o'clock. We stream on social media. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel. And today I'd like to introduce to you Tara Coomans. Tara is a PR expert, and I'm going to let her just introduce herself and tell us more about what she does. So, Tara, tell us about who you are and what you do.
Hi, Jared. Thank you. I am the CEO of Avans Media. We are a digitally forward PR firm specializing in emerging industries and ambitious brands. And so we get a chance to work with all the latest technologies. And we view PR a little bit differently than some because I started this agency originally as a digital communications firm. So we have a digital background that's sort of interesting and informs everything that we do with regard to PR.
Awesome. Awesome. Tell us a little bit, just tell me a little bit more about PR. So what is kind of the focus for you guys with your PR?
Yeah, I'm glad you asked that. So we do a couple of different things. When we say emerging industries, that's everything from drones and cannabis and AI, all the way up to environmental programs, right? It's all across the board. But we also do something on the other side of our agency that is very different, and that is what we call PR sprints. They are designed for consumer brands, and they're designed really, especially for up and coming consumer brands, because they are a 3 month program as opposed to the traditional 6 and 12 month programs that most PR firms, including us, traditionally require. So the way that we do that is we do it during certain times of the year. And the next one is this fall. So it'll run September, October, and November. So it's a really great opportunity for those brands who are interested in PR, would like to try PR, but just don't know where to start. And they have a compelling brand and a compelling product. Those are pretty much who that works for. And it's an interesting project.
All right. Awesome. Awesome. So tell me, Tara, what's the best thing about being in the marketing industry right now?
Oh my gosh. I mean, as we speak, right? Threads launched this last weekend, and 100 million of us have jumped on board already. So I think my favorite part about being in marketing and PR is that it's constantly shifting and constantly requiring us to stay on our toes, right? Our clients expect us to understand the latest and greatest so that when they come to us and ask us to contextualize whether new technologies, new communication platforms, all of these things, they need us to be able to articulate whether or not it's important or relevant for them. And I think that's really part of the fun of being in marketing and PR.
All right. What sort of advice do you offer to those that are in the marketing industry right now?
Um, my advice is to stay current. We are in a constantly shifting world. Certainly, the media is changing. That's considerably important to us and our team and our clients, but so are the technologies. And I think that in order to thrive in marketing and PR today, you have to have a sense of intellectual curiosity. You have to be curious about what's happening on platforms. You have to be curious about what people are saying when they aren't being watched. You have to sort of be interested in what's happening broadly so that you can tap into where it's meaningful for you and your clients.
All right. So, Tara, now I want to dive in a little bit because we usually don't have many PR people
Mm-hmm.
on here, and you have some interesting that especially in that B2C area
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
of newer products. What are tell me some details, give us some juicy details.
Yeah, okay.
What are the good PR channels for these kinds of brands? Like if it's like I don't know, let's just an
Yeah.
example
You
and
know,
give us some.
so consumer brands are really in an interesting place right now, right? Cookies have sort of been deprecated, and advertising is harder for a DTC or consumer brand than it was digital advertising. And also, the Amazon play is sort of losing its shine as well. So if you're selling your product online or you're trying to sell it directly to consumers, it's a weird time for you. So one of the things that I am recommending to all consumer brands, no matter their size, is that they initiate a affiliate marketing program, with one of the bigger affiliate programs that might be Share a Sale, it might be Rakuten, one of these kinds of programs, and then register your program on Skimlinks. And the reason for that is that even the largest media outlets, whether that's the New York Times or the Today Show, they are creating affiliate links within their own content online. And so that means they're creating a lot of top 10 lists, top 10 desktop items you have to have this year on your desk, 20 different sugarless sodas that you need to try this summer. They're creating these kinds of content on their sites, and most of them have affiliate links. Consumers seem okay with these affiliate links. The best outlets are doing this transparently. They indicate that these are affiliate links, but consumers don't seem bothered by it in the slightest. And I think that's because it's a transparent circumstance. But also in most of these cases, the journalist writing them or the editor has actually used the product. So it is still a product review based on someone who's utilized it, but it's also an opportunity for the media outlet to make a little money. And so I think that these are kind of the symbiotic relationships and changes that we're seeing in media that we just really have to be aware of, and how we can take advantage of them.
Interesting. So that's almost like influencer marketing in a way.
Yes.
But looking at it from perspective of being media rather than, someone on YouTube that has channels.
Yeah. I mean, I would argue that journalists are the original influencers, right? And I think we still look to journalists a lot and media outlets a lot. It's not uncommon for me personally to see something on TikTok or Instagram from an influencer and then go on the internet and see what other people are saying about it, or look up the website and get a little better sense of the brand if it's a new brand for me. So, but when I see that it's been written up by the New York Times or the Today Show or TechCrunch, then I think to myself, oh, so that outlet that I trust also tried this product and this is their review. So that's a very, there's a more inherent level of trust, at least for some people, in media outlets than influencers. Now that varies a little bit by age, right? Gen Z is perfect, like accepts their influencers as part of their world, but they still do have a customer journey that includes looking up products online and verifying how trustworthy they are. So I think it's just another signal in the trust bucket.
Awesome. Interesting. Well, that's fascinating. Thanks for sharing that with us. So how do you, what are some other, so I was, last week we had a podcast with a guy that does influencer marketing for like B2B enterprise type of
cool.
Companies. But so you do B2C, but you also mentioned you do B2B. So how does that work for you when you do B2B or you do a consumer product?
I mean, there are two different approaches. At the same time, fundamentally, it's about finding the relevant audience and the relevant stories. So at heart, PR professionals, that's what we do. That's our skill set. When we do B2B PR, we're looking very specifically at the vertical or at the audience that they're looking to speak to. And when we build programs that are based on the client's business objectives, right? So we say, you told us you want to accomplish this. Here's our role, and here's what we can control, and here's what we will do to contribute to that success. And those are longer term goals usually for B2B outlets. It might be that they want to IPO in a couple of years. It might be that they want to compete, want to be in the top 3 of their vertical, right? I mean, it varies. And so it's a very different program for those kinds of folks, but we do usually lean pretty heavily into a thought leadership angle or a way to elevate trust with a relationship like one that we're having right now, so that the CEO is able to be visible to the larger audience.
Awesome. Well, thanks for sharing all that with us. That's eye-opening, to say the least. I've never thought about it in those terms. So, but just kind of changing gears, we always ask this question. It's totally selfish question on our part. What other successful people in marketing or could be PR like yourself would you like to acknowledge that you think should be on the podcast?
Well, I have to give a shout out to my colleague AJ Fuhrman. She is the VP of Comms at QU Media, and she has been working with influencers in and around digital media for a very, very long time. I won't reveal how long, but she is an expert in everything digital. When I say that I want to keep up to date on trends and social media, I think I do an okay job. But when I talked to AJ, I realized, oh, I have so much more to learn.
Awesome. Awesome. Thanks
Yeah.
for sharing. And we have one final question, which is really just for fun. Tell me about the oldest technology that you remember using.
Yeah, so I saw this question and cringed a bit, but I have to say that it is the IBM Selectric typewriter. And for those of you that don't know, it was the first electric typewriter, which was a huge deal. You could even go back and correct your mistakes, which was huge. Whiteout no longer had to be a thing. There's probably people watching this who don't even know what whiteout is. So it's anyway, it was a big deal at the time, and we had one. They were huge. It was the size of our desk. It was just absolutely ginormous, and it was quite loud.
Really, I did not know they were that big. I have
Oh, ours
seen
was
one
huge.
before, but it was just, it wasn't that big. But the original ones were massive.
It was huge. Yeah, it was huge. I mean, it was huge. It was heavy too. I would say it was a good 40 pounds. I'd love to get some data on that, but I'd say it was a good 40 pounds.
Oh wow, interesting, interesting.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah, it was heavy.
you went from that to an iPhone in your life.
Yes, in my lifetime. And how cool is that?
It is cool. That is cool.
Yep,
Oh,
totally.
yeah,
It's cool. It's cool being a Gen Xer, if I can give a shout out.
yeah, yeah. So I think I'm a Gen Xer myself. But just I was born in 1981, so I'm right there, kind of
Oh,
at the
yeah, you're on the Gen X millennial cusp, which is also a super fascinating place to be, right?
yeah. So I kind of grew up with a lot of the analog technology still, and then
Yeah,
digital at the same time. So it's I saw all the
totally.
changes. Just
All
have
the things.
lived my entire life. Everything just changes constantly.
Yes,
So
that's our
that's
theme
really,
for sure.
yeah.
I don't think that's going away.
No, I don't think so either.
I think we're gonna have to, we better get used to it.
Yeah, I'm constantly learning something new and on your feet. But at least it's not
Totally.
boring. At least it's not boring.
No, definitely not boring. I think we can count on that as well.
Awesome. Awesome. All right. Well, Tara, we keep our podcast pretty short, so we're gonna go ahead and end it here. Thanks so much for coming on. I really appreciate it. In this short podcast, y'all, we learned a ton of stuff. I never thought to use media as affiliate marketing, and that's surely something I'm going to be trying to dive in to in the future. But you can always catch our podcast on, once again, Tuesdays and Thursdays. We stream it on social media, so you can find us on LinkedIn, Facebook, etc., and other social media profiles. We also we'll release it on our YouTube channel. So if you're not subscribed, go ahead and do so. And you can also get onto our email list if you like that. If you send me an email to jared@hiveleadmarketing.com, we will make sure we get you added to the email list. And once again, as I always say, please like and subscribe, because we are trying to build a community of marketers here. One more time, Tara, thanks for being on. This has been an awesome podcast.
Thanks for having me, Jared. I appreciate you.